Why aren't you a topper? Why don't you get enough number of marks to be on the top? Did you ever think about this? The answer is very simple. Let's try to break it down. Someone to score well, they need to study. So in a way, if you did not score well, it kind of means that they did not study. And why don't you study? Two cases. First, maybe you don't have time to study. Or maybe you have time, but you're not interested to study. Or maybe you have time, you are interested, but you don't have enough motivation to study. Or maybe you have time, you are interested, you have the motivation, but then you just don't remember anything that you study. And in this video, we are going to talk about not this, not even this, but this. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Tharun and I've recently graduated from IIT Kharagpur. And by the end of this video, I swear you would be able to study whenever you want to study. Despite of the fact that you have the motivation, you don't have the motivation, you have distractions, you don't have the distractions, it doesn't matter. Stick till the end of this video and I'll make you a beast. Let's get started. People traditionally believe that motivation leads to action. While this is partially true, the book Motivation is a Myth by Jeff Haden says that waiting for motivation leads to inaction. And often for successful people, motivation doesn't lead to action, but it's the reverse. Action leads to motivation. Like you first take action, you finish the work, this gives you results, which makes you happy, and this gives the dopamine and the motivation to come back and work again. So now with this entire concept in the mind, here's a 4-step method to solve your problem. How to study when you don't feel like studying. We don't usually start studying because we have no idea about what to study, when to study, and how long to study for. So the first step is to get a clarity on these things. Your typical plan should sound like, I'm going to solve 40 gravitation questions in 2 hours from Singage at 2 p.m. after my lunch today. Now look at this statement. You have what to do, you have the target from where to study, and the best part, when to do, and you've also attached studying with a daily habit that you already have. This method is called habit stacking, where you attach a new habit with an existing habit. This creates a reminder and makes it easier to establish a desired habit, which in this case is studying. Understood? Now I want you to reverse the past 15 seconds because I've mentioned a lot of information and I'm pretty sure that something might have skipped your mind. Got it? Chalo, now once you make the plan and get a clarity on the things, let's move to the second step. Step 2. The second step is to start studying, and it's not as easy as I just said it. I understand that completely, but there are tricks to help you. For example, you must have already heard about the 5-minute rule, which says that if you want to study for 2 hours or 3 hours, just get started with 5 minutes first. Just sit in front of your books and tell your mind that you just have to be there and study for 5 minutes. That's it. And just get started. This will break the initial resistance and you'll realize just after 5 minutes that it is very easy for you to continue studying. Got it? So now rooting back, the first step, you made a plan to study. In the second step, you started studying. Now the third step is to continue studying so that you can finish studying and get into something called the motivation loops. You'll understand what motivation loops are at the end of this video, just after 1 minute. So now moving on to the next step, step 3. Continuing to study for 2 or 3 hours is not an easy task to do. And that's why we have techniques like the Ultradian Sprints, the Focus Sprints, the Pomodoro Technique, all of these things. These techniques can actually help you to study longer. I've already talked about all these things in my previous video, so I'll just put that video in the end screen so that you can watch it after this video. Otherwise, just take a screenshot of these 3 slides, and go through them later. So now, rooting back, the 3 steps. First, you made a plan to study. Second, you started studying. Third, you continued studying. And now the last step, step 4. The final step or the 4th step is to reward yourself for the hard work that you have put in. Listen, you might feel that this is the stupidest thing, the stupidest step out of all the things that we discussed in this video. But this is one of the most important steps. Because rewards are the things that trigger your mind into start studying next time. So that you'll close the motivation loops. So it's like you work, you do it well, it gives you the dopamine to start doing the work again. Got it? And that is what I meant when I said for most of the successful people, it's the action that leads to motivation, not the other way around. Successful people don't wait for motivation to come so that they can start working. They just start working because they just have to. Got it? So just summing it up, all the things that I mentioned in this video will definitely help you to start studying. But at the end of the day, even you need to push yourself into doing hard things. Because if not you, then who? Who will change your life? You're not a kid anymore for someone to just sit beside you with a stick and start banging you for studying. You need to do that yourself. Got it? So now with that being said, I hope this video was useful for you. So now 2 things are pending from me. First one is the mentorship program. I'll let you know about it soon. And the second thing, next video maybe is like about photographic memory. Or if you want some other video to be made, just go to the comments and let me know. For example, someone was asking me how to start doing difficult things.
Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever